This episode of Shooting from the Lip is brought to you by the County Line, Louisville's last honky-tonk bar, located at 1891 Old Preston Highway in Hillview, Kentucky. Manager and bartender Chris Lucian invites you to check out live music every weekend, Friday and Saturday nights. Check out their Facebook page, The County Line. Mention Shooting from the Lip on Friday nights and get Jack Daniel's Honey for $3.
Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What is up, everyone? Kevin Hale up in this mofo tonight as we are shooting from the Lip, episode 148, live on blogtalkradio.com on this Monday night, Memorial Day night, May 30th, 2016. Usually it's the RK show, but the R of the RK show is running late, so I have bringing off the bench tonight my Friday night co-host, Tiffany Mac. Tiffany is coherent and straight talk as you can. Say hello, everyone. Don't snort,
No
do
snorting this evening. I promise I won't do it one more time this evening. How's that?
What's up with you, T-Mac?
Well, just been a wonderful weekend with my family in a nice, beautiful, sunny Louisville, Kentucky. And for a change, we were actually able to get out in the sun, and it's been gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous for the past 2 days. So
beautiful
can't ask
weekend.
for anything more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Did you do anything fun this weekend?
Hung out with the kids. Actually, it was kind of a tame weekend. I did not do any live music or bar scenes. I kept kind of a low profile. I may have talked and / interacted with some of my quote unquote Tinder friends, but that's a whole different.
Interesting. Well, I actually went to Norton Commons this weekend and saw the Louisville Leopards play, and they're a percussion band.
Right.
Yeah, and they were really, really impressive. I was very shocked. They did a lot of current songs that pop songs that were just amazing. I was surprised.
Very cool. Tune in. I think I want to say it's one day this coming week or weekend. There's a band, the Billy Davis Group, which they'll be at the Norton Commons. What is that, amphitheater or whatever that thing is over there?
Yep.
Those guys were on my last Wednesday show. I want
to say that's the June 2nd.
Sounds right. So that would be what, Thursday?
Thursday, I believe. Yeah.
So if you could sneak over there, go
it's
visit.
Actually not at the amphitheater. I believe it's in the town, the meeting center, town center.
No,
they have a big green.
I thought it was in the Norton Commons thing.
Maybe
you're.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's in the center of town versus at the amphitheater. I don't think it is. Most of the concerts at the amphitheater are on Saturday nights. I'm not sure why the difference. It has to do, I'm sure, with food, vending, whatever.
Right.
But they're both fun. They're both a lot of fun. It's free concerts. How could you not like that? Take the family, get some beers, walk around.
Now, is that is food, beverage available there? You got to bring it all yourself?
Yeah, no, actually, each time that we have these concerts, and it's sort of amazing because it's not like Iroquois Park, or Cherokee Triangle, where all the big, huge, monstrous trees are covering everything, and you have this old antique feel when you walk through. This is sort of a new age, very cutesy village type feel, but they have two different locations. So you have your food vendors from the little restaurants in the town, And then they have a lot of these truck vendors, and like lobster rolls and Mark's Feed Store to tacos and gyros and all the fun stuff, and then the sweet vendors. So you've got your ice creams and stuff like that too. So it's a lot of fun. Of course, I almost lost my kid twice because she's so fast. She's just too fast for me.
You almost lost your kid twice?
I did. Yeah.
Most people can only lose their kid, could possibly lose their kid once, but you somehow managed to pull a
I
double.
Did. Let me tell you why though, because there's a million kids, and they're all like 3 foot tall. You can't do anything about that. They're just like, I look for the one that glows, because my daughters, they look like they could have popped out little leprechauns. They're so white. So.
That sounds kind of racist. I mean, all kids are 3 foot tall and white and look like leprechauns. Sounds kind of...
No. Mine look like leprechauns, so I can see them.
Oh.
They usually glow. No. My kids stand out because they're like super, super fluorescent white. They're very, very pale-skinned and light hair, so you could see them, but they're all the kids are like 3 foot tall.
Or do you have to, like, dump buckets of sunscreen on them in the summertime?
Oh, yep. Sunscreen,
actually,
bug spray.
You just dip them in the bucket.
I probably should start doing that. I usually pour, but I think I might start dunking. I think it sounds like a good idea. That's my phone, by the way.
Yeah. Your phone or your microphone?
No. My phone just dropped from 3 feet above my desk.
I think that was a snort, Tiffany. I think it was a snort. You told me you were not going to snort on the show.
Dock my pay.
Okay. Well, today is Memorial Day. It's obviously a day that here in the Free 52 pay homage to veterans who died protecting the U.S. And in some cases, there was a nice little quote. I'm a Bill Maher guy, if you don't know this. And he put out this was a tweet / Facebook message. It said, "Happy Memorial Day. America is so good at honoring its dead veterans and so lousy at honoring the live ones." I think he's kind of dead on there.
He is.
It should be 50-50 to me.
That's sort of what is so offensive about some of the things he said, is because they hurt because they're true.
Oh. Well, it's not offensive if it's true. See, my philosophy is
believe me, people could take it both ways.
It's not mean. It's not stereotyping. It's not racial. It's not hateful. It's not great if it's true. It is what it is.
Mhm.
Mhm. You with that? You to like move on to the next topic or subject or?
You're in the driver's seat.
I like driving. Did you know? This past Memorial Weekend, there was an article that came out about how, a lot of people traveled. Long weekend, 4-day week. Or some people took 4-day weekend, took Friday off. They had Monday off. People went to the lake and stuff like that.
Right.
I heard that there was in excess of 40 million Americans traveling Memorial Weekend. But do you realize that there was over 60,000 bridges that need repairing? That's nice.
Is that the paranormal segment? Because that freaks me out, man.
Paranormal. That's not a paranormal segment. That's a real life segment.
That sounds like a horror story waiting to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind. The other big topic, and I'm gonna get your take on this, and that happened over the weekend in Cincinnati Zoo.
Oh,
Did you hear about the incident where the kid fell into the gorilla? Gorilla. That was the cage or exit, right? And in turn, long story short, they had to kill the gorilla. Did you hear about all that?
Good.
What was your take? Because a lot of people, through social media responded, with the issue that, or they took sides. Was it the zoo's fault, or what? In rushing to maybe killing the animal, the gorilla, or should they have tranquilized it, or was it the parents' fault for letting this happen? Your take on that?
Is as much as I would like to be pro-parent in a situation like this, I'm pro-intelligence, unfortunately. And I feel that, first of all, kids can get away with you. They can get away from you. They can decide to shoot off into any direction that they damn well please because they're kids. They just have their own mind. So I can see somebody getting away from a parent, but what I can't see is that the situation had to happen for them to be prepared when it comes to security around the exhibit, for the children, for the animals. And secondly, when it comes to the tranquilizing, that instead of tranquilizing, they chose to shoot it. Well, I've seen animals that were tranked, and I've seen animals that were shot. And if you have a tranked beast that's 400, 500 pounds with a little bitty 15-pound infant or 20-pound or 25-pound infant, you are not going to win. The creature may not go down for another 20 minutes. I mean, what are you going to do between point A to point B when he decides that he finally conks out? He could have already splattered this little being. And then that's horrible to say, but you got to think about it for both sides. And there's not just two. It actually is something that I'm sure that PETA is going to be all over and all of that. But when it comes down to it, I'm sorry, you just can't trust the instinct and the nature of a beast, of an animal.
I'm with you. That's a good
it's
point.
Sad, but
it's a sad, very sad situation, and
it's very sad. And I guarantee you that they will have better restrictive areas and follow through. They're going to have to, because this is a big boo-boo, and it's not going to be forgotten. These mamas and daddies, they're not going to forget who go to the zoo every day and spend their money to take their children to a safe place.
Yeah, and the fallout too goes, really past the animal and the child/family involved. It was people who had to witness all this too, and
I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem that my husband and I were discussing is, what would you do if you saw this event happen? They're not making everybody turn away. This is real time. This is real time, real world. And your kid's going to remember going to the zoo and having this atrocity.
Good point.
On a lighter note, I was spit on by a llama at the zoo.
All right, well, we'll save that discussion for later in the show. But right now, without further ado, I'd like to bring on our first guest for the first segment, Michelle Puckett, who is involved with the event called Fright Nights Campout. Michelle, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Good. Tiffany, Tiffany Mac is my co-host with us tonight. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Your good buddy Kevin over here sent me a message about this camp out that you're having, and it sounds pretty cool. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah.
Well, Fright Nights Campout is a overnight, 13-hour kind of choose your own level of interaction, survive your own horror movie kind of event. I mean, that's kind of it in a nutshell. So, what would you like to know? I mean, there's tons of information on our website, but I can't even begin to start at the top.
Let's start with the basics. You say there's several levels. Tell us what levels are there for? I'm assuming for people who probably have a bad heart, that they probably have to stay in a certain zone, and then you got your adventurous people who, say, put on the hockey mask, bring it on. So what's your what are the levels involved here?
There's different tent levels, and the tent levels actually denote what your level of interaction is going to be. So you have your chicken leg tents, and those are for the people that really, they don't want to get scared while they're in their tents. They want to just kind of hang out, take everything in. Maybe going to play the games with us, maybe not. And those are right inside, right next to our pansy zone, which, you can watch a horror movie or roast marshmallows or take in a freak show performance or just hang out and have a good time. But then there's the second level. It's our blood tents, and that's quite a bit more interaction. Our monsters will come into the tent with you, drag you out of the tent if they have to. They're going to be outside of the tent flap all night. And then you have the guts level tent, and this is our highest level of interaction. They're only 2-person tents, and for that reason, it's just a lot easier for our monsters to harass a smaller tent. They could even cut your tent in half when you're in a guts level tent. They may drag it off into the woods. No holds there. They will come in right on top of you.
Yeah.
Do you like?
Don't plan on me being there.
Do you hire for that level of quote unquote entertainment? Do you like put an ad on Craigslist searching for serial killers?
No.
Who are really good with the machete?
That's actually a fear for some people. They think they're really going to get hurt, but no. We have a pool of actors based out of Lexington, Kentucky, and they're all very fantastic, and they're trained in what to do and what not to do. And, every last one of them is willing to climb right in there with you and just terrorize you completely. They're fantastic, actually. They're good at what they do.
This is entertaining on several levels. And I'm thinking I see there's like, there's food that I guess dinner, breakfast are included in this package. What about alcohol?
Oh, that's actually one of our number one questions. For the safety of our campers and the safety of our monsters, we don't allow alcohol on premises, sadly. I know it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, but it's definitely a safety concern.
Tiffany, I think there's probably a time or two you and I have spoke at like late at night after I've hit my Ambien. This would be a very cool thing to pop my Ambien and just wait for something to attack my tent.
See how long you survive.
I don't know if that's a good idea there. I think we need to go with Michelle's line of thought and just sort of protect everybody from that situation.
Now, Michelle, do you all? I know there's food. You got your tents. You got camp games. Well, first of all, let's go camp. What are camp games?
Well, they're just like camp games that you would experience if you went to a regular summer camp, or the ones that you might remember when you went to a summer camp as a kid. There's just a little bit of a horror twist on them. No, more of like the spinny back game.
Did you say truth or dare?
I did. That's a legitimate question.
Or the bottle where you spin it around.
Spin the bottle? Yeah.
Spin
the bottle.
All right, Michelle. The last one I want to know about is the Ouija board. Oh.
Are any of these involved?
All right, Michelle, the floor is yours.
Well, we do like your physical camp games. So you've got the spinny bat where you put your head on the bat and you have to spin in circles, or like tug of war, things like that. There's several games throughout the night, and it's actually going to be kind of a bracket, and the teams who are split up with their camp counselors at the beginning of the night will be competing to be the ultimate camp game winners. And there's actually medals at the end of that and everything. So you'll go through your bracket and, compete in your basic games, but there's a twist on the fact that our monsters are there to basically compete against you and try to hinder you from getting from point A to point B. So you may be you may be completely dizzy from trying to, spin on the spinny bat to run to the other end, and there's a guy with a chainsaw right there on top of you.
Yeah. Okay, I see where you're going with this. This does sound fun and a little freaky too, so it sounds like it'd be entertaining.
Well,
I'm on board.
It's definitely a choose your own level of involvement kind of thing. If camp games are not something you want to do, you can go back to the Pansy Zone. And on top of everything I mentioned earlier, like the marshmallows in the movies, there's going to be your typical, camp craft table, again with a little bit of a horror twist to it. And if at any point during the night, you can't do this anymore, it's scaring you to all ends, you want to be done with it, you can scream out, "I'm a big pansy," and our monsters will cease.
Bro,
okay, so I have a question. How old?
I've never heard of a monster that stops in the middle of,
Well,
could you imagine,
highly trained.
Yeah, could you imagine Jason, in mid,
Swing.
with swing, say,
Mid-splash.
okay, whatever you say. You know what, Tiffany, I have an idea. Why don't you do this, and we put you into the extreme, but what I want to do, and you won't know this, but now I'm telling the story, so
You're
I
going to
guess
have a video camera the whole time?
for that, plus I want to secretly get a laxative or two in your system. So not only will you say it, you'll do it.
Kevin, I have just realized that I do not like this partnership. Okay, so Michelle, beyond the laxative part of the event, what is the age range of your youngest campers and towards the higher end of your age group?
Are you talking like our demographic, or are you talking about what we allow at the event?
What you allow at the event?
Oh, well, suggested age is 18 and up because it is in your face and intense. But parents and guardians can sign a waiver for those that are under 18. You can email us at info@frightnightsky.com, and we'll send you a copy of the waiver, and then you're good to go. It's just like signing up for camp.
That's
Whoa,
awesome.
wait a minute. You mean to tell me, seriously, if a parent signs a waiver that someone under 18, and when I say under 18, any age
12.
under 18, 12, is that
12.
the cutoff?
Haven't had any of those come across my desk yet, but I wouldn't suggest anyone under the age of 15, 16 coming without a parent, for sure.
Okay.
But, it's the same thing we tell them when they're at our haunted house productions in October. You know your child better than we do. I have a 2-year-old. He is not scared of any of this stuff, not at all. He walks around and points out the monsters and says hi to them, and he has no issues with it whatsoever. But my 60-year-old father, on the other hand, might have a couple issues with the event. So it's really, it's all up to the camper and the camper's parents.
Nice, Michelle. You just officially called out your dad on Dad, the man card. I got to stick up for Dad. He's not really. He's not scared. He's just playing along. Okay. Current. Now, this event, it's actually here in Louisville. You've got a night, correct? Here in Louisville.
Yes, we will be there
11th.
June 11th. Mm-hmm.
Now, we're at in Louisville, is it?
Ooh, see, there's one of the things. Nobody in a horror movie ever sees it coming. So we try to keep a little bit of mystery. So the address is reserved for registered ticket holders.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But I can tell you it is within 45 minutes of the city limits at a well-known park.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Is there any headstones on the ground of anywhere in the premises?
Not that I remember. We have been to Louisville before.
All right. Now, you all are based out of Lexington. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Wow. All right. And how? what is your geographic or whatever that you all do these events at? location-wise?
We're stopping in 14 different cities, and those include Jacksonville, Florida, and Tampa, Florida, which are actually coming up this weekend. Indianapolis and Louisville, Columbia, Charlotte and Asheville, Columbus, Cincinnati, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Birmingham, Nashville, and, of course, home base in Lexington.
That is awesome. There's like, wow. I mean, and how long have y'all been doing this?
This is our second year with Campout Tour. Last year was our first.
Wow. Now, what has been the reception?
Oh, it was such a huge hit last year. That's why we decided to take on this, nationwide tour. It was spawned from being so popular, and everyone absolutely loved it. And we started getting emails from all of these different cities, and we still are, to expand our tour and to come to their town. And so the owners decided that we would take them all up on their offer, and we're traveling up and down, the East Coast and into a little bit of the Midwest there. So
that's flipping amazing. What's the protocol if quote unquote, let's see, things get out of get out of hand, or if that's the right way to put it, where say a guest or someone at the camp, totally. I mean, I guess is there even if they're in these tents that are designed to be certain level of adventure or whatever, do you all draw the line somewhere? Because if someone's freaking out, but to me, that's part of the gimmick, is that you want that reaction, especially if you've signed up to, for the crap in your pants tent. Do you keep going until they truly crap, or do you say, oh, I think something's really getting ready to possibly go wrong here? Do you all, are you, as the actor, your team kind of sense that moment and kind of ease up, or how do y'all do that?
Well, they don't use the safe phrase of "I'm a big pansy," and all of our actors, they really are. They're fantastic at what they do.
Word.
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
Safety phrase, but okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Our
Safety
actors
phrase.
really, they're really good at what they do. They've done the haunted house thing for a long time, and we take them through and put them through their paces before they go on camp out. And our actors are definitely on top of it. And by the same token, they're also very protective of the company and the event, so they're not going to do anything that they know will cause a bad reaction or absolutely completely scar someone for life. There's probably going to be a little bit of mental scarring, but they signed up for it. But no, our actors are fantastic, and they know when to start and when to stop and when they've taken it too far. They're wonderful.
Now, Tiffany, does this starting to bring back memories when the kids are away from the house and it's just you and hubby? What is the hubby's safe word?
Interesting. Well, since as
that whip hits the
the whip hits the right spot, it's all over.
It's all over.
It's all over. We'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it. All right. That makes for another conversation.
Thank you.
Now, Michelle, I'm looking at the itinerary. It's literally, as you point out, it's what, a good 12, 13 hours worth of
13. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you start registration, you do an orientation. What would be? Can you share? What would be part of the orientation?
Well, just your typical summer camp. Your head camp counselor, as it were, comes out, and very interesting character there. You can trust me on that. That's all I can say for the moment. But they'll come out and they'll do just an introduction of how things work and go over some rules and point out who your camp counselors are going to be and who the staff is. So if you have any issues, you can find us easily. We're highly visible and well marked. So. And then they release you to your camp counselors and the camp games, and the fun begins. But the MC, head camp counselor, is in the pansy zone all night long, so there's someone to talk to, answer questions, anything you need, they're there.
See, Tiffany, I've got it figured out for you too. Before June the 11th, you could say, that one time at band camp, but after June the 11th, you can go, that one time at Fright Nights camp.
That one time at Fright Nights Campout? Yeah,
exactly.
I think I could say that. I could say that.
Yeah.
But now we got to figure out what that means.
Well, we do. You're right.
Yeah.
Choosing your tent, again, it's based on the interaction level. And you said, Michelle, that basically the insane extreme night is generally kind of catered to like a 2-person tent.
That's definitely going to be where you're hit the hardest, but we do not neglect the 4-person blood tents. We definitely don't neglect those at all. So once you're outside of the pansy zone, you are fair game to our monsters. I
like that. So there's the chicken leg tent, basically reserved for 4 people, a 4-person tent. The blood tent, I'm wondering, is that like fake blood, or is that chicken blood, or is that you sacrifice a lamb, or do you actually is it someone's newborn that ultimately gets what is that all?
Or it could be corn syrup with red coloring, maybe, if you don't want to get that extreme.
Well, that's
there's not actually blood in the blood tent.
That's what you put on. I get it. That's what you need to say, and you put on the piece of paper. But if there's
there are gallons and gallons of blood involved, but I can't tell you much more than that. You would have to be part of the camp games to find out.
And then there's the guts tent, which is obviously the extreme. I'm a big pansy.
No, I'm a big pansy is reserved for the chicken leg tent. The guts tent is, that's in your face, full interactivity right there. You cannot hide from us.
Wow. Tiffany, I'm
Yeah, one of the sayings we like to use is only the rising sun will save you.
I like that. I think I might tell my husband that.
Yeah.
No?
Really?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
It's a Monday night. We got to get started somehow, right?
Yeah, that's such a good point, too, yeah. Now, this is, Michelle, again, here in Louisville, it's June the 11th. You can go online at, I'm assuming you can register online at the frightnightscampout.com website. Give us right now the promo pitch to people who would be interested in doing this.
Oh, the promo pitch?
Yeah.
The days of sitting on your couch and watching horror movies from the safety of your own home are over. This is fully submersive. See how well you can survive at Fright Nights Campout and choose your own horror adventure.
That's cool. This is cool. I forgot. This is so it's not this coming Saturday. It's the following Saturday, right? Does that sound right?
That is correct. Yeah, this coming Saturday we'll be in Jacksonville.
Yes, I see that. And then I don't know if you said this, but one of your locations is in New York as well, if I'm right. New York?
About 45 minutes south of the city limits.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
See,
the United States doesn't know what's coming for it. Fright Night Campout, we will be everywhere.
You need to do it in Salem.
Oh, that would be fantastic. We are planning on, we're trying to expand.
Like that. Yeah.
Like every year we look to expand. We can't, say for sure where we will be next season until it's been, this season's over with. But we are wanting to expand and onwards and upwards every year, every season.
Wow. I'm looking at your all's Facebook site. There's over 61,000 people who are liking, following your Facebook page, which is very cool. What else, Michelle, before I let you go, social media, share with us how people can find you guys.
You can go to facebook.com/FrightNightsRocks, and that'll take you to our Fright Nights page, and all that information on there. You can also go to our regular website if you're more interested in the seasonal aspect of things at FrightNightsKY.com. But all of the info, any questions you have, purchasing tickets, that can all be done at FrightNightsCampout.com. And if you have any questions, you can get in touch with us on Facebook or send us an email. We even have a phone number that people can call, and someone will pick up, and you can talk to a real human being for a minute.
Real scary mofo on the other end, too.
Well, sometimes it's me, so I'm kind of scary, I guess. I don't know.
You've been a delight tonight, Michelle.
Thank
very
you.
Cool. Michelle Puckett with Friday Night's Campout. I think, Michelle, I'm going to talk to you offline. I think I'm going to clear my account. I might have to do this.
All right.
Now, tell me, I'm assuming you can have your cell phone and you can video. Is that okay to be able to film all the shit that's getting ready to happen to me that night?
We don't really, care for filming the whole night. But if you're sitting in your tent and somebody's coming in at you, feel free. We love the reactions.
It sounds
we have
like
some fantastic cell phone footage that people have put up of their friends getting drugged off into the darkness screaming. So
cool. That's cool.
Have fun with that, Kevin.
I'm gonna go and pop my Ambien about halfway through it and see how the hell I react to it. Yeah.
See how you fare. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Michelle, you've been great tonight. Thanks for coming on. This is good stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Wish you guys the best. It sounds like you guys are on to something. I think it's a very cool gig. So good luck.
Well, thank you so much.
The best to you. So great. Tiffany, any last parting words for our guests?
No, I think it's a great idea, and I wish you all the best.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Michelle. We'll be in touch.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Michelle, that's a cool event, Tiff.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how we could include a bed and breakfast the night before, and then I'll do it.
Bed and breakfast.
You make it a bed and breakfast, like a weekend event, maybe.
Oh, good Lord. How's your timing?
I'm good,
okay?
Man. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Our second segment of the night, before I reach out to her, bring her on, Charity Radcliffe, who is the co-host / producer of a radio show, Beyond the Music. She's also a radio personality DJ. It's all part of Crescent Hill Radio, which is WCHQ 100.9 FM, Tiff, in case you didn't know. Mm-hmm. But before I do that, I want to bring on a friend of mine, Greg Unthank. Greg, you there?
Hey, Kevin. How are you, buddy?
What's up, man? I got Tiffany on here as well. Greg.
Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Just sitting here listening to you guys talk about the Fright Night tent thing there, and I could tell you that I would be a complete wuss in that situation. Yeah, definitely.
So you'd be in the chicken tent with me?
I would be in the chicken tent, and I'm the kind of guy who wants to throw fists at air with my eyes closed and turn around and run. You see me, you wouldn't think that, but that's exactly how that would be. So
I like your style.
Yeah. Tiffany, Greg,
I'll tell you
Greg?
what happens. Here's what happens, Kevin.
Go
Stop.
Ahead. Go ahead, Tiff.
This is what happens. So you've got 3 people running as fast as they can. I will be out front, and one of your butts will be eaten.
I would be eating, but I'm going to roll around and scream and holler, and hopefully that they'll just get irritated by the noise and just run on to the next person.
So you really are a screamer, Greg, huh?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Now, Tiffany, I got to share this story. It's Greg Unthank. He's been involved with the music scene here in Louisville for over 30 years, Greg. Safe to say. Right? Drummer extraordinaire, good buddy. Greg and I met. This is a story too. When I first encountered Greg Unthank, I was in 5th grade in elementary school, and this is no shit. During the day, during school hours, taxpayer dollars involved. Greg, we get to go to the auditorium at our elementary school, and Greg, who is a year older than me, so I guess you were in 6th grade at that point. His cover band gets to play for our elementary school during the school day, and he is singing all these Kiss classics on stage, and I was like, he became a rock hero of mine while I was in 5th grade.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, yeah. He makes it sound a lot more impressive than what it really was.
Come on, Greg, it was impressive. I was a mark from that day on. I was on the Greg Unthank bandwagon at that point. So
awesome. Yeah. And it hasn't been brought up for the last 29 years, and then Kevin contacted me to be on his show a few months back, and I've realized that I will never live this down. Even though I think I got away from it, it's not going away.
Now, Greg, face it, it's a moment in my life that is forever ingrained in it's burned into my mind, my skull.
And mine as well.
Yeah. So, but without one of the reasons why I asked Greg to come on, Tiffany, is that Greg has been on several occasions co-hosting with me on my Wednesday night show, which Wednesday night it is totally dedicated to promoting the local music scene. We have just bands, people from all the local bands come on, venues, whatever, and Greg's been a part of that. So what I've been able to do in talking with Greg is that officially starting, well, you've done several shows in the past, but officially starting, which would be June 8th, I think. Now, not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, Greg will officially be my Wednesday night co-host for all the Wednesday night shows from this point on until he gets tired of me telling that Kiss elementary school story. So,
yeah.
But
that won't take very long.
No. And now, Greg, Tiffany is part of the Shooting from the Lip team, as she's with me on Friday nights when we do our paranormal theme show. That's our guilty pleasures.
Cool.
So
that's awesome.
There it is. Part of the.
Well, thank you.
You're part of the family.
Yeah,
so.
Man, I'm excited. I really appreciate you asking me to be a part of it because I do enjoy it when we have done it the few times in the past. It's a good time, and I've even had some friends come on board and check us out, and I feel like I've got some ideas, some people that we could get on, and I think it's going to be real fun, and I look forward to it. I really appreciate you asking me to do it.
Absolutely. Now, what blew me away, Tiffany, is that like Tiffany, you and I, we sat together. We got together, actually, not physically, but actually Tiffany and I have never met in person, but we connected online and we had this common interest. But we put a plan together, of what we were going to do on Friday night. So, there was we had a guest, we would research. Now, Tiffany, out of the blue, I just thought, Greg's a great local musician. He's a good friend. He would be a guy that can come on. And unbeknownst to me, the first time he came on, he did his homework on the guests. He was asking questions I thought I was going to have to carry him. He blew me away. I was like...
Well, isn't that what you expected of somebody, though?
Well, yeah. I mean, then I have Russ. I hold his hand through the Monday night show, but I'm digressing there. But Greg did. He came on and knew the stuff, knew the background, knew the bio.
Well, that's his industry. You would hope that it's his industry. You would hope he does.
to know the industry is one thing, but to know specific information on people that he didn't per se know. He knew how to, so.
Yeah, I mean, well, being, like you said, being a musician, and I do sit in with different bands, sometimes very short notice. I have to jump online. I have to do my homework, so it's kind of a habit, kind of a good habit that be prepared for what's coming up. So, that's how that happened.
There you go. Tiffany, you still got some time to hang with us?
I have a few more minutes.
All right. What I want to do for the the second segment. This is not oh no's. This is legit. You're not getting good.
Okay.
I want to bring on our next guest, Charity Radcliffe, who again is part of the Beyond the Music gig at the Crescent Hill radio station. Charity, what's up, babe?
Hey, how are you, Kevin?
Good. How you doing?
Good to talk to you again. I'm trying really hard not to crack up with these stories, but with Beyond the Music, it's funny. Over the past 5 months, we started in January, but I get to hear a lot of these stories. With your friend, in the Kiss band, and it's funny how embarrassed the musicians get, and it's like that was part of the journey, but it's hilarious.
Charity, you know Greg. Do you know Greg? You know Greg.
I don't think I've met Greg.
We've never met. I've contacted her on Facebook for a certain issue, but no, we've never met. How are you, Charity?
Good. How are you? And I'm sorry if I don't mean to overlook emails or texts or anything like that.
It's all cool. It's all good. I know. Everything's really good. I appreciate you. Yeah,
I'm a little ADD. But, so what band are you in?
Right now I play with Spare Change Millionaires. We do like an 80s cover thing around town, and then I play with the Blue Funk Original Project with some guys, which I have to plug. We're doing a show on June 18th. We'll be doing a show with the Velvet Saints. The Velvet Saints are having a CD release party.
That's a great band, yeah.
Yeah, and they asked us if we would like to join them in the lineup for their CD release party. So we're excited.
Greg, when is that? When is that? Velvet Saint.
June 18th.
Oh, Tiffany, remember you sent me the video from Velvet Saints. You were like, "Wow, this band." Do you remember that, Tiff?
Yeah, I did. It was a great video, and I figured it was going to be just freaking awesome for one of our paranormal episodes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Charity, for the record, Tiffany Mac is on the line with us. She's my Friday night co-host. We do a paranormal show. So,
awesome.
Charity,
Hi, Tiffany. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Charity. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting adventure, to say the least. It's already been fun. So.
It sounds interesting already, and that's what I was going to say. If you guys ever need any help, I'm sure there are a lot of local bands that would love to do background music or anything like that. But one band comes to mind, The Instruction, who I just interviewed a couple weeks ago. But a lot of their songs were geared toward that old, 1920s Dracula theme. The name of their album is actually Monster Maker. And so a lot of their songs are geared around creatures and monsters and that kind of stuff. So you might want to check them out, The Instruction.
That's awesome.
Things that go bump in the night. See?
Yeah.
We're on with Charity for a few minutes, and Tiffany, we've already got leads for our.
I love it.
Show. Yeah, exactly.
This is why you rub elbows. You keep those elbows there so that you can just, get some good attraction.
There you go. Now,
it's
Charity,
tell
us what is Beyond the Music.
Well, actually, Beyond the Music, the whole premise, we started, Gavin Castor, probably in December, and Kathy, who's our radio manager, Kathy Weisbach, who started WCHQ. Just basically, we were DJing. We consider ourselves the weekend warriors. I have a show on Saturdays. Gavin has a show on Sunday. And we wanted to kind of introduce, if you remember the old VH1 Behind the Music it's kind of the same premise as that. So we wanted to introduce a lot of these local artists who, want people at their gigs and they want to connect with the audience. And so it kind of bridges the gap a little bit, the show, between the artist and the audience, in a sense that you get an idea where they get their inspiration and how they were influenced. A lot of the local musicians are classically trained, and we just give a little info on their background in music. And then aside from music, the struggle as far as an artist trying to balance, what they have to do, their passion, music, with paying the bills. So a lot of them have other jobs and families that they're balancing too. So it just really gives the audience a chance to get to know the musician. Yeah, other than this amazing music that they produce for us.
I like that, and not to outshine beyond the music. Now, like my Wednesday podcast, it's a live show where, again, we promote local musicians, and I've taken to heart the live music scene here in town, because there are, and this is straight shooting here, not because Greg's a buddy of mine, but there's so much talent in the Louisville area when it comes. And and for me I love it to be able to bring on people. Actually, I was just talking to what's his name, Kevin from Velvet Saints. We're putting together. He wants to come on and do a promo for. I guess it ties into that date. Now think about it, but probably where they come into the studio with you, correct, Charity?
They do. Yeah.
So it's
live.
It's live. It's in person. They'll probably play some music, and it's pretty professional, would you say?
Well,
where my thing is total nonsense.
Right, NPR, so to speak, and that's the whole idea of it is, we are really laid back. We're just a laid back station, that. And I think that's what makes it fun is that we do goof up, and there are bloopers and we say silly stuff. I tend to say words that I don't know what they mean, like out of context occasionally. And it's just fun, we laugh at each other. But what it essentially does is just, like I said, bridge the gap between the audience and the artist, and on a more human level, and say, you see them on stage and you want to dance to their music, but this is what they're actually balancing to bring you that and to give you, a piece of themselves each week. There's a lot that goes into packing up all the gear and setting everything up perfectly, and so the night doesn't end. They play, but the night doesn't end there. They have to pack up all their stuff, unless you have roadies,
Right. There you go.
Which a lot of the local musicians don't. So I think it's fun for me personally. Like you said, I've only been DJing for maybe a year, and just getting to know all the artists, on a personal level, and how grateful they are for us, and we're grateful for them. So there's that mutual respect, and that when interviewing them, they're just as grateful to be on there. But yeah, so you hear this great music, and you're like, well, I could go check them out at Headliners right down the street from us. So
exactly.
I'm pretty proud of our scene.
And Louisville needs you so much. Louisville needs you, Kevin, to bridge that gap. A lot of people don't know how to get in touch and doesn't know how to find out about local original music. And,
right.
To be able to tune in to you guys, and you can advertise and talk to the artists, and, that's a really awesome gap to fill. It's a good thing for Louisville, because there's people out there who don't know what to do, and to get the word out that way, it's really cool. It helps, both the artists and also the fans, the people who want to go check it out as well.
I agree. Yeah, and it's like we have our thumb right now on the pulse of the art scene, and Louisville's just blowing up. We have, even with Butchertown growing, and then the Botanical Gardens coming, and we have this whole local movement that's really moving, and then the Portland Initiative. There's just so much going on right now in Louisville, and it's cool to be able to bring, what I try and do, and I think what Kevin, you try and do too, is just bring to light all of that good stuff, all the positive vibes that I think a lot of musicians are bringing forth.
Yeah, I think, with obviously with your show, and I think with mine too, it's a means of just us, not just showcasing the local talent, but spreading some good karma, giving these guys, these local musicians, a voice. I'm flattered. I think I've, when it comes to my show, I've starting to kind of get a reputation that, my show is catered to on Wednesday nights to promote the local scene. So I get people reaching out to me wanting to come on, which I'm sure it's the same for you. What I think, Greg, now think about what we can do, Greg, with our Wednesday night show and charities beyond the music thing, is that we could let charity promote the music part, and Greg, you and I can focus on the sex and drugs part. I'm all about good radio.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah.
He's like, you had me at sex and drugs. Yeah,
exactly.
We can't say that kind of stuff. That's what's great about your show. Is you could say shit. I think, can I?
Yeah. That's a good point. I didn't think of that, but because you guys are FCC regulated, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
It's low power FM. It's not. I think
it's
maybe
still
100 watts or something. We're trying to bump it up to 500, but you think?
Yeah, I was
station.
I was going to ask you about that. Is there something in the works that maybe will help to get y'all signal out? Because I'll tune in, and then I do some driving during my day gig,
and you'll get a little static, and it'll start
I'll start to get the static, and then I'll start getting some BGs coming in the background. I'm like, oh no.
Which is a cool collab, I love that.
Yeah.
But
hey, Greg?
We are 100 watts, so we say everything. I guess if you're looking under a mat, everything under the Watershed Expressway, usually we reach. But that's maybe an 8-mile radius from the studio, which is on Frankfort Avenue. So if you're lucky, you can catch it out further than that. And I've had people say on a good day they can, but it all just depends on the signal. But we are working on bumping that up. Like I said, the FCC has their regulations on what they consider low power FM, so we would have to bump up to high power FM to get more wattage. But I think they want to make the low power FM 500 watts. So we're signing. This was months ago. We signed a petition to try and get that in the works. So they're thinking about it. Hopefully, if we bump up to 500. That'll be a lot better. But there's always the app, and there's always, you can stream online. So a lot
very
of
cool. I didn't think about the app. That's something I'm definitely going to have to download.
I have downloaded it. Now, Greg, I have to call you out because that's how I roll with the show. Can you give us a sample of what BG song interfered with her, the WCHQ moment?
Come on. That.
Oh, come on.
So it was like 100.9.
It was shadow dancing, Kevin.
Was it?
Or shadow dancing.
How deep is your love?
How deep is your love?
You gotta,
I really.
At least it wasn't like 100.9.
That's it.
There it is.
WCHQ.
Everybody goes immediately to their midget voice. I like it.
Exactly. I love it. The midget voice. That's cool.
That's great.
Charity. Tiffany actually just left. She had to go, kid thing. But I've listened to you online, and you say you've only been doing this for less than a year?
Yeah, I started out, I was in a local band for a while, since 2011, and just kind of made some music connections and knew about Crescent Hill Radio because I lived in the neighborhood. And when Kathy needed a DJ, it's when they first turned over to FM. They were hiring more DJs. I kind of went under her wing, and she taught me the ropes, and she was really, really, that's my family, WCHQ, because they've taught me a whole lot. And like I said, I wasn't experienced at all. But, I think, as a music lover or any person who really just enjoys sounds in general, like that was within me growing up. I would always do, like, different voices and mimic people. And so it's just something that kind of came natural. But, yeah, for about a year and a half now, I guess I've been doing it. And Gavin and I started the show in January, so we've only had that going around 5 months. and just really been overwhelmed with, I think, more than I actually thought. And that's why, Greg, if people email me, I'm the worst at, I really don't like my phone constantly anyway, but you kind of have to. I mean, I have to stay on top of what's going on, number one, and then any messages I get. But, we've just been overwhelmed with a public response from local musicians, and it's great. We love it.
Cool.
I just
Very cool.
need to learn to balance it a little better.
You do really good. Let me step in and say that the first time I heard you, you had Greg Forsman on.
Oh yeah, I was sitting in with CJ. Mm-hmm.
I was, I've sat in with Greg several times. Greg's a friend of mine and awesome musician. Of course, you know that. And
right.
That's the first time I've become aware of your show and the channel, and it was really a cool thing. And since then, I've kind of kept my eye on it. And
Yay! Well, that's awesome. And
so,
Greg is amazing. I was just completely humbled that I was in the same room with him after hearing all that he's been through musically and playing with Martina McBride and
he's a humble guy himself. He's
really, yeah. You'd never know until we were in the same room. I was like, wow.
Greg,
a people person.
Right. Greg Forsman is a local Louisville legend. Fair to say, Unthank?
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everybody knows Forsman for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'd say that's probably the hardest part about the show is we have what we consider trending artists, local legends, and then the up-and-coming. And the whole purpose, eventually what I would like to do is have some of the venue owners on there, too, so that, if I match up a venue owner with an up-and-coming artist and then that venue owner suddenly likes that artist, then that, helps them both. So it's networking to a certain extent. But a lot of the local legends would never consider themselves local legends. So it's I have to say that for them. We consider you a local legend.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm trying to think. Greg, correct me if I'm wrong. You used the word legend about Greg Unthank before I did. Is that right? Wasn't that right?
I said that about myself.
Exactly. Yeah. But as I say, it's not conceit or arrogant. It's not conceit or arrogance. If it's true, there's a fine line. The truth
I've
is
never
the
said
truth.
that about myself. Bite your tongue, Kevin Hale. I'm way too modest for that.
Oh,
I have not done nearly enough in town to be a legend, that's for sure.
What?
No.
No.
You sang Kiss, Greg, at 6th grade.
Exactly.
Not only did we do Kiss, but we also did Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Oh,
we did
wow.
Taking Care of Business, yeah.
I'm just impressed that you, at that age, were already in a band rocking out. I mean, what age did you start?
I started playing drums in the 6th grade that year, but in that band, I sang. I was the front man.
They call me Dr. Love.
We did Dr. Love, and we did Taking Care of Business.
Exactly.
And I played a cardboard guitar that I made the night before.
Oh, my God. Do you have a picture of that? Do you have a picture?
I busted it up, and I threw it out in the crowd, and people were fighting for it.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I think I seen Kevin jump over a roll to try to get it.
2 rows.
Natural
2 rows. I actually punked out a little girl, to get to that guitar, but it was well worth it.
You still have it in your room frame.
I need to get you to sign it, Greg. It's been in my room for decades. 3 to be exact. But, wow. Charity, tell Gavin. I talked with Gavin online. He's your partner on the. What's together? What's the dynamic you two bring to the show?
Well, I'm definitely a little. I'm not going to say more laid back. Gavin is he knows his stuff, so he's very knowledgeable of the local music scene. He's been around a long time, so I think that's where we help each other in regards to I'm more. I want to get deep. I want to know about the person behind the music. He knows the right balance of just background musically to throw some of his terminology out there that I otherwise wouldn't know. And like I said, a lot of the legends and a lot of the music scene that I don't know anything about, haven't had a chance to check out yet, I learned from him. So I think, although he's definitely more professional than than I am, I'll say whatever most of the time. He's very articulate and like knowledgeable and knows his stuff. So, and he has a great heart. He's real helpful in the producing category. So he's made a lot of the promos for the show. And
okay, enough of the sugarcoating. Yeah, and I hope he's listening because he gave a shout out on the show tonight. So much love to you, bro. For
Gavin's great guy.
Yeah. Charity, if you don't mind, there's a little part of my segment that I do called Round of Shots. It's a kind of like a quick Q&A type thing. I'm going to throw some questions at you.
Sure.
It's meant to put you on the spot. It's meant to possibly embarrass you. It's meant for good radio. If your kids are listening, put them to bed. No, I'm joking. They can.
They are in bed, long in bed.
All right. Number one, right now, what would be the current song playing on your iPod or music media?
I like Daft Punk a lot. For some reason, I've just been on this Daft Punk kick where Lose Yourself to the Music. That's been replaying. I'm sure it's old. I don't know. But I just like the beat.
Oh. Well, how would you describe that?
Stuff.
What is that? I'm not familiar with that band.
It's not really techno, but it just has like a really funk. I would say funk. So it's more funk.
Kind of a modern Motown sort of. Yeah, it's really
funk
cool.
Sped up a little bit, but
right.
Yeah, it's called Lose Yourself to Dance, and it just has a good beat.
If there was a color to that funk, would it possibly be blue? Plugging Greg's band. All right.
Wow.
That was late. That was late. Number two, Charity, first concert you attended. And don't say Kiss cover band in elementary school. I've already that's my line.
I think honestly, my dad was a really big country fan. He played country music a lot growing up, and used to have the old Speedway concerts. If you remember those, like at the Speedway.
Outer Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
like on Sundays. So that was like my dad and I was saying. He would always take me to these concerts at the Speedway, and I'm pretty sure we got to see George Strait there. If I'm not mistaken, there was George Strait.
Right.
So that was one of his favorites, and that was one of my first introductions to George.
Very cool.
That's a good one.
Number three, and I need you to be 100% truthful with this question.
Always.
Charity. Always. Wait a minute. That's the infamous word.
Is this being recorded? Yeah.
It is. It's live, and will be uploaded.
Okay.
What was the last picture you took with your phone? Be honest.
Completely honest, I was loafing in the grass earlier with my son. It's on Facebook right now.
It's on Facebook. You know what? I put that on there to test you because I was thinking one of your I did see the picture you posted.
No,
on Facebook.
it was with David Evans, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, I did. I took a picture of David Evans on my show tonight after that. So that was work-related. Non-work related, I was laying in the grass with my son. So 2 pics.
All right. We'll settle for that. Number 4, name a charity pet peeve.
Pet peeve. Why is this so difficult? I try to be positive these days, Kevin. After a divorce, that happens. I'd say one of my pet peeves is probably, I don't know if you would consider it a pet peeve, being the fact that I'm so passionate about diversifying the music scene and just diversity in general. That's one of my number one things. I grew up around a lot of different types of people. And I think one thing that will knock you out of the friendship zone in general is if you can't be open-minded to other perspectives. So one of my pet peeves is just really closed-minded people, I think. Does that make sense?
That's a good one. You and every other female. But anyway, I digress. All right, number 5. If you could choose one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, definitely flight.
Flight, yeah. I think that's a good one.
I mean, I'd like to say that I'd like to have X-ray vision and, you know, super strength and that kind of stuff. But if I could just fly, then maybe I could handle all that stuff too. So, yeah, probably just the ability to, and I'm sure it's time related. I'm so busy, I feel like I never have enough time to get where I need to be or do what I need to do. So if I could just fly there, that would work out.
I believe I could fly. Okay.
There you go.
Let's see. Let's see. 4, 5, 6. 6. Is it better to beg forgiveness or ask permission?
Definitely ask permission. I don't know. Are you talking about me or the other person?
I'm not. Who's the other person here? You're the one on the other line.
You know, why would you have to beg for forgiveness or ask for permission? I mean, I would rather the other party beg for forgiveness, but.
So I mean, do you ask before you do, or you do then ask? It's like shoot. Do you shoot first and ask questions later, or vice versa?
No.
Anyway.
No, you say, can I shoot you?
I would
definitely.
I would say, you know what? That's been an issue of mine. Totally. I would say in my younger days, I definitely would shoot first and then, you know, apologize later. And I think the older I get, the more I'm realizing how much that sucks, and I don't want to do that. So I don't want to shoot myself in the foot anymore. I think the older I get, the more graceful I want to be. So I stop, and I'm not so.
How many bullet wounds do you have in your feet? That's not a question.
Left.
That's a question. It's a sub question to that question.
Right, my toes are gone. They're just toeless.
Let me give a quick shout out to Gavin Castor. He just messaged me saying, really enjoying the show. So
nice. He's so sweet.
Listening, GC in the house tonight. All right. What was it? Okay, the next one. What is the weirdest scar you have, and how did you get it?
The weirdest scar. Well, I have a really weird. It's not a scar. It's a birthmark. But it's
no.
Strange birthmark.
A birthmark is not a scar.
And I got that at birth, obviously.
And you got that at birth.
The only scar that's really weird. I mean, I have a scar above my eye. You probably can't see it because I can pencil it in a little with the right by my eyebrow on the corner. But my brother actually hit me with a baseball bat. And it's funny when I say that and people, you know, take it out of context. They're like, oh, my God, like, how were you raised? But I was actually playing catcher, and he was batting. And as he threw the bat swung around and hit me in the top of the eye. So split my eye open when I was about 6. And so I have a little scar above my eye.
Charity, this is so weird. I've got a scar on my eye as well, in my eyebrow. Oh, my God.
Really?
Yes.
From a bat as well?
No, actually, I was a small kid. I was running through the house and fell, and I hit my head on the edge of the stove.
Oh.
So, yeah.
And back in our day, I feel like, you know, the parents were like, oh, you're good. Let's just put a little of that purple stuff on it.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that called? Mercuricoat or something like that?
It was like iodine or something.
Yeah, it was like, next question. What is the first thing you notice about people?
Their smile, I think.
You think?
Well, if they smile. Definitely their eyes if they don't. But when they smile, I just feel like I can tell if it's genuine or not. So you can tell if you're around positive people or people with skeletons in their closet. You can tell all that by a smile.
Positive people.
Are you smiling right now, Kevin?
I am. I'm like stalking your. No, I'm joking.
You said skeletons in the closet, and he started smiling like a Cheshire cat.
So, yeah, I guess some of those.
Yeah. Actually, Greg, the skeletons are in my crawl space, but that's a whole nother topic.
That's a Friday night episode.
Exactly. Friday. Oh, see, that's a plug right now for my Friday night show. Good
there
going,
you go.
Jared. Charity, name, what would be your perfect pizza topping-wise?
I always go for the sausage and mushroom. Not really sure why, but just love the taste, and extremely loved the taste while I was pregnant with my boys. For some reason, I was on a first-name basis with our pizza delivery man.
Where are you
sausage
now?
and mushroom every time, yeah.
Well let's put that to the test. What was his name?
I actually worked with him. His name was Michael. I worked with him when I was 16. My first job was at a Dairy Queen, and Michael and I worked together there. And then later, I had this sausage and mushroom craze, and Michael was my delivery guy. So I was the first. I was like, "Hey, I remember you from Dairy Queen."
That's cool.
But yeah, it's funny.
That's cool. Let's see, where are we at number 10? Name a
you made up some more shots, Kevin. You've never done this many shots.
I know.
I think
I'm
I'm
a little
drunk.
deep.
I know.
I went. Yeah, she's getting. Yeah, it's actually at this point I've roofied the shots, but if you don't tell
it's
Greg,
all about your smile. Just
exactly. All about. Yeah, because I knew Charity be on for a little bit, so I knew I had some time. So, Greg, why are you calling me out on this?
Well, you've seen call me out a few times. So.
Yeah, I have. God love you. All right, you said that was did I say?
You're on 10, I think.
10. Name a guilty pleasure.
Steel Magnolias.
You are a chick. Just when I think there's hope with her, Greg, she brings us back to reality that she is a chick.
The last scene in the wedding.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Everyone's crying.
Yeah. Do you cry every time you watch it, Charity?
I think I've gotten over that. Over that.
All right.
I almost cried tonight watching a movie.
What was the movie?
Which one was it?
It was the very end of Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, that is a good one.
I had to hold it in. I'm macho and stuff, but I was welling up a little bit.
It's a great day to watch that one too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think. What was it? I was watching. Never. I was going to say Ryan's. It was on something on one of the adult channels. Anyways, number 11. Charity, what's your favorite phone app?
I like to take pictures live.
Don't say your radio show. That's all right. What's your second?
No. I think it's pretty apparent that I enjoy taking pictures, and I'm not going to apologize for that. So I would say I have an app. It's called Imager, and it lets you do lots of things. It's like Instagram on crack, I think. So you can do everything with photos and feel like a professional photographer. So when I want to chill out, sometimes I'll just take my photos and play around with them.
Yeah. Put like bunny ears on you,
Right.
Like, yeah, okay.
Once again, proving there is a chick in the house on this line, Greg. Number 12.
Charity, I would never call you a chick, by the way.
It's my show. It's my show, Greg. What's she gonna do?
I actually like being a chick. No, I'm not going to say that I enjoy porn on here, but I'm not going to say that I don't.
There's a sound bite. See, right away.
All right.
I'm gonna hold Charity hostage down the road. All right, 12. Charity, if you had access to a time machine and could go anywhere in the past, where would you go? Living past or as far back as the dinosaurs, anywhere in the past, where would you go?
I would go, and this may sound silly, but I would go to the 1920s. I mean, it's not super far back, but that's just, to me, when I was in college and I was learning all about the art movement and the civil rights movement, everything that was going on around that time. It was just fascinating to me, to see a lot of the slaves that had came out and were gaining a little bit of independence and some of the art that came out of that era. So I just really like to go back into that time and be there for all that, stuff that shaped the rest of the world.
I have to, Greg. You've been on the show before. Where would you go in the past?
Oh, where would I go in the past?
Don't take the time machine doesn't get paid by the hour, correct? Oh.
The battery is low.
Yeah.
I kind of dig the '60s, man. The '60s, early '70s. I was born in '66, but to be a little bit older and to be in that era, to watch a lot of the stuff that was going on back in that time, around '69. Again, you've got the wars and the civil rights movements going on, and then a lot of the music that's going on back in that time. That's when it really started. As far as rock and roll and the blues, everything combining. It was a good time, man.
All right.
Yeah, that would be a great era too.
Yeah.
There you go. Charity, this has been a great segment, great interview. Was there something that I didn't ask that you would have wished I would have? Like you had something in mind, like he is going to ask this question, and I'm going to be so ready to give this answer. Was there really one?
Honest to God, I was not prepared at all. So I was just hoping that you would make it fun, and you always do. So it's so nice talking to you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And can't wait to listen to your show on Wednesdays, and any way I can help, you know how to find me. Always there.
Charity Radcliffe, again, co-host, producer, Beyond the Music. She's a radio personality, DJ with the Crescent Hill Radio studio, WCHQ. Is there like a jingle? Do you all have like a jingle?
We have a lot of jingles. We just had a jingle competition not too long ago. You must have missed it. We're going to have to do that again. That was a lot of fun.
Give us a sample. Come on.
Well,
you can't just give us the tip, Charity. You got to go all the way with this. What is the jingle? Give us a jingle.
The winning jingle was from Alana Fugate. You probably know her. She's a local musician.
I do.
And I think it was like, I'm not going to do her justice, but it's like 100.9 to help to ease your mind, or something like that.
Wow.
It's much better than that.
Well, but, you know what? I'm going to reach out to her and make her give us a sound bite and connect it all together. But
definitely do that. Yeah, we had a lot of different entries, and it was cool to go through them. And actually, we use all of them still. Tsunami Samurai put a really cool like surfer version promo in there, and like I said, Alana ended up winning. But it's fun.
Very cool.
We got a lot.
Charity, you came on and killed it tonight. And I seriously thank you for your time. It was fun. It was a nice
It was fun.
Yeah. And
Greg, definitely nice meeting you. And please reach out to me. I'd love to have you on Beyond the Music and get to know you a little bit better. Like I said, we've just had a lot of overwhelming response, which is good. And we're booked.
It's very good. Very good.
Booked around
I
June, but we should free up in August. So I would love to have you anytime.
Well, I appreciate that. It's very nice talking to you as well.
All right, have a good night.
Charity, I'm going to reach out to you and Gavin, because what I would like to do one time is to come and hang out with you guys during a show.
For sure.
And just make faces.
And that's the whole point. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So. People who are all people that are involved in helping the local music scene.
No, I just want to
kind of bring
together. I don't need to be part. I just want to sit in there.
Talk? Oh, you have to talk, Kevin. You can't.
I will talk. I would. I would. I would be. Yeah. It'd be fun. We'll talk about that. But yeah, Charity, thanks so much for hanging out with us. It was good stuff tonight.
Thank you. Good to see you. All right. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Take care. See you. Charity Radcliffe again. Came on and killed it tonight, Greg. She's a you could just tell, sweetheart of a person. Good person. Good person to help promote the local music. Her and Gavin doing the Beyond the Music show on. Actually, I think they do it on Monday night. So they did it tonight. She came on, hung out with us after the fact. So
you can tell she's got a passion for it, for sure.
Yeah, and I forgot. She touched on the fact that she had been in a band. She's done the music thing.
I knew that, and I wanted to bring that up as well, but we missed it.
Yeah, but it's and it's one thing I do notice with the music fraternity here is that for the most part, I think it's probably, I don't know, is it percentage-wise? It's more than 50%. I know it's not 100%, but more than 50% of the local musicians are good at taking care of the other because of for the cause. Now, I'd be lying to say it's 100% because it's not.
No, man. From my experience, it seems that everybody, it's a big loving community, man. There's a few apples in the basket, but they usually get weeded out, and you don't hear from them very much, after a while. But in general, man, the music community, everybody in the music community is very supportive of one another and always willing to help. And I wanted to say with Charity's program and Gavin's program and your program, it made me realize there is so much original music out there, and there's so much out there that even the people that are well known around town, there's just as many people that are not well known and very, very talented as well. There's so many new talent out there that you've never, and there's old talent out there that you've never heard of. I mean, it's just tons of talent out there, and I wish that everybody could get all the accolades. But with programs like Charities and yours, maybe we can get that for everybody, because there's a lot of people out there that doesn't get known, and they should be. They should be. There's a ton of people out there doing original music, good stuff. All genres of stuff.
Right, and I've said this lots of times when it comes to the music scene. You and I got a lot of friends in the music scene that they're in cover bands. They're they're doing some original music. But when it comes to my music choice, put me in a venue where I don't know what you're playing, but if I feel it, then you got me hooked.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And I've always, with the bands that I've been in, sometimes in a cover band, there's discussions about, let's play that song. Well, that don't fit us. Well, let's play that song. Well, that don't fit us. And I've always said, look, if it sounds good, if it feels good, it is good.
Exactly.
And people will respond to that, no matter. So that's how I feel about it.
But you touched on, I'm going to let you plug away, the Blue Funk thing. You're going to be part of the Velvet Saints gig. What was that again? Share with us.
Yeah, it's June the 18th. It's at Diamonds Concert Hall. I believe doors open at 8. There's another band playing, Better Than Salem, I believe they're called. And then there's our band, Blue Funk. And then the Velvet Saints will be debuting their CD. It's their CD release party. I do not know the times and schedule. I'm of course, Velvet Saints will be playing, last, showcasing their thing, but I'm not sure of the time schedules for us and the other band. But it's, I believe, $5, and everyone should come out, man. It'd be a great night of diverse music, and should be real cool. Should be cool.
Do you know Kevin? It's Kevin Manning. Kevin Manning with Velvet Saints. You know him?
Is it Kevin Manning or Kevin Garvey?
No, I thought it was Kevin Manning. I think it's Kevin Manning. You're putting me on the spot. Now I'm going to look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's Kevin.
It is Kevin Manning. Yes.
Okay. Well, I know. I guess the other Kevin. I guess there's two Kevins. But no, I don't. The Kevin that I know that I've been talking to about the gig, actually his background, he plays in Radiotronics, which is a cover band that does some really cool dance 80s type of material, man. They're a really great band. If you get a chance, you'll check them out. And he also played several years back, there was a band called Big Head, which kind of a technotronics type of dance band. They were really cool. So yeah, he's been in the scene for quite a while as well.
Yeah. The best part of the whole music thing is that there's all kinds of music, and for me personally, it's like my interest when it comes to music, without calling out certain genres, I can listen to almost anything, and I'll leave it at that. and I can go in and just, man, if I'm tapping my foot, if I'm shaking my head, man, I can find myself doing that to most music, and I love feeling it, and it is a good thing. So
and just thinking about this, Kevin, the Kevin is another Kevin musician in town. I got names mixed up. The fellow that I've been talking to is Jeff Epperson. Actually, he's the fella. He's the guy that does the keyboards, I believe, in the Velvet Saints. He's the guy with Big Head and Radiotronic.
Yeah, that would be right.
My bad on the name fart there.
That's all right. If anything I would have gotten right tonight is someone with my first name. So, give me some props on that. Yeah. Let me give a quick shout out, Greg. I do my plugs. Usually Chris Lucian, the manager of the County Line, comes on the last segment, and we didn't do a County Line segment tonight because Chris was unavailable, but I need to promote the weekend gigs at the County Line. Yeah. Friday, June the 3rd, the local band Soundtrip will be there, rocking it on the Friday night. And then on, where is he at? I got to now punch up my phone because Chris just texted me. The Saturday night gig is a band by the name of the Hager Band. They'll be playing the Saturday night, June 4th event at County Line. So we'll be plugging those. Hey, yeah, we'll be plugging those shows on our website or Facebook pages and stuff. So shout out to Chris Lucian, my man, County Line. Yeah. He kills it there with the country music / honky tonk scene.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about the place, man. I haven't got the opportunity to get there yet, but I definitely want to.
Are you serious?
Man, I'm a loser, dude.
Well, then you got to be a guest of mine one night. We'll go and hang out.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, so, yes. Wow, I mean, this show tonight, Greg, it was it kind of like it was a hybrid of, it was kind of a combination of Monday, Wednesday. With Charity coming on, we got to talk so much music. So it was like our Wednesday thing. And the first part of the show was cool with the guest was Michelle Puckett. She talked about her the gig that they do the Friday nights Campout, which is, man, that is over the top.
That's insane, dude. I checked that out online a few weeks ago. I don't know how I've seen it, but that's nuts.
Yeah. And that's like Monday nights. That's what makes Monday nights so much fun for me, is that Monday nights is an eclectic mix of topics. My co-host generally, Russ Hinkle, we're on, and we just talk to, we get in everything on Monday nights. It could be music, but in this case, Michelle and her thing with the Fright Night thing. But we've had authors, we've had comedians, we've talked religion, politics. It's like my week is crazy. I love doing these podcasts. I really do. Yeah. And Wednesday night, me and you now, starting the 8th, we'll be doing our thing. Let me promote this Wednesday night. This coming Wednesday night, June the 1st, is going to be a cool night because I have 3 people coming on, or more than 3 people, but 3 topics where it's strictly promoting benefits, Greg. There's first segment, Shannon Siders is going to come on and talk about this thing called Resurfaced. It's a family and children's place of abuse. They've got an event coming up. When it comes to, I'll tell you what, when it comes to kids, actually just anything like that, kids will always get bumped to the front of the line when it comes to benefits and stuff. So, and I'm going to share this with you because, my show, the calling of the Shooting from the Lip brand, if you will, because I see the Shooting from the Lip brand and there's like little 3 sub-shows underneath it. But what I want to do with Shooting from the Lip is get in a position to do a fundraiser. That's something that, don't be surprised when I talk to you and say, Greg, help me pull this off. But by next spring, I want to do a fundraiser where we're at a venue. It's kid-friendly. The charities involved will be autism, will be some kids-related stuff. But that's the plan, is next spring that our show will host an event that will have multiple bands on, and we do a benefit for the kids, and that's near and dear. Near and dear to me because my grandson has an issue, and we'll talk about that later. But I know you got my back on that too. So.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah. Let's do it.
There's
Camp Quality. Put it together.
Yes, Camp Quality Kentuckiana, which is another program of a charity group. They'll be coming on Wednesday. And then there's Shirley's Way, which is an event or organization that helps cancer patients, victims. And so Wednesday night, Tiffany's going to join me Wednesday night to help me co-host that because it's, we'll be talking events. But then you'll be coming back on the Wednesday after June 8th as we get back into the music thing. So, Greg, from me to you, much love to you. I'm so glad you and I have been able to connect again. I'm a fan. I'm a Greg Unthank fan. You know that. I got your back. but more importantly, I do think of you as a friend, and you coming on and doing shows with me on a Wednesday night will make it fun. You'll know your stuff, and it's a chance for you to. We let that diva out of you that's been lurking for all these years.
Yeah.
We got to get it out of you.
I can do that, man. We could do that. I've really enjoyed you hooking me up into this thing too, man, because it's something I've never done before. But I've always had the interest in that, and it is fun. I mean, it's great, and I think it'll only get better. As long as my ego gets pumped every once in a while, I'm all good with it.
Well, I'll be glad to stroke your ego every now and then. But for every one stroke I give you, I got to get at least 2 back. That's just the name of the game.
Well, you got great hair, dude. I can tell you that right off the bat.
One thing Russ, my co-host on Monday nights, has said too is that it's like tonight. I thought we were going to probably go about an hour since I knew that the county line segment was not going to happen, but our conversation with Charity just kept going. It was fun. It was good stuff. Yeah. And as Russ puts it, he's like, man, this show can be addicting. You go with it, and all of a sudden you find yourself like having a good time with it. And that's what it's about, is having fun. And I know you got to get up early, bro. So we'll call it a night. We'll be in touch. Again, from me to you, I welcome you to be part of our team, and I'm so happy to have you as my Wednesday night co-host. So thanks,
man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you offered, buddy, and look forward to it. And I will tune in next Wednesday to check out the show and check out the events that you'll be promoting, and it's a good thing.
Actually, Wednesday I'll talk to you. Maybe we get you sneak in and do some guest or commentary with us too. So
maybe maybe later. It's my mother's birthday, so we'll be kind of
okay. No, we'll figure
later
it out.
on would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, Greg. Thanks so much, bro. Have a good night. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Greg Unthank, my man. Greg and I, man, we go a long way back. I keep telling that story, but it's a good story. And he eventually is going to have to find a cardboard guitar to sign for me, sign my name. I want to put it on my wall. Tonight, man, what a killer show. Couple segments, but we just nailed it. Michelle Puckett, Friday night's Campout came on, sharing her scary shit with us, and that is over the top deep, and I'm gonna find a way to. I got to be part of that. I got to figure that out. And then our lady friend Charity Radcliffe, good person, co-host, producer of Beyond the Music, radio personality, DJ at Crescent Hill Radio, WCHQ 100.9, the station that Greg gets a certain way down the road and the Bee Gees start playing, and I think it was Stan Alone. I can't remember. Anyways, what a great show. Tonight was just killer. I again, it's passe or whatever. What's the word? I don't even know what the word I'm going to say, but you know, when you keep doing these shows, you think, man, this last show was a good show. But then the next show comes along, and it's as fun, it's as entertaining, it's great, and it's worthwhile for me. I love talking. Can't you tell? Anyways, for you mofos that are still with me, for my usual Monday night co-host, Russ Hinkle, love that guy. My new Wednesday night co-host, Greg Unthank, we're going to kill it. My Friday night co-host, Tiffany Mac, she and I will, you leave the dark for me and Tiffany, and we'll handhold you through the bumps in the dark, the lights in the sky. We're your guys for that. For myself, Kevin Hale, shooting from the lip, we bid you a good night and a pleasant day. Stay classy, Louisville.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.